All right, so now let's go another direction. See if you can predict what you think the graph of y equals 2x squared is going to look like. So before the 2 was out front, what would it look like if I put the 2 inside my parentheses? So my input is 2x and I square it. What do you think? All right, so let's check it out. So again, parent's going to be the x squared. So simplest is going to be x squared. Got those parent points put in and it's graphed over here. All right, so now let's 2 times the x, so 2 times 0 is 0, and square it, and I get 0. Put my 1 in. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 squared is 4. Put my 2 in for x, so that's 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 squared is 16. Put a negative 1 in here, so that's negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. And then put my negative 2 in and get negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. That looks like it's going to go off the chart here. All right, so let's graph them. So again, here's our x. There's our input. There's our, let's see, output. Not so. Okay, yeah, and that's what we're going to output. So we're going to have 0, 0 again. We're going to have 1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to have 2, 16. So that's way up high. So I'll put it way up there, just a dot way up. Then we have negative 1, 4, and negative 2 up high. So it's actually even taller than the other one here. So so let's see what happened with our values here. Again, it got taller, but we're going to say is it got more narrow. So it's not as wide as it was. So notice here that you can't, there's no consistent multiplying. Here I multiplied by 4, here I multiplied by, it's 4 as well. So these are like 4 times on that. Really what we'd like to see is that, I guess I'm going to have to just say it. I can't really tell it from the way I'm looking at it here. So what's going to happen is that we are going to, I'm going to put that our x values are 1/2 of the original. So when I originally got a 4, I would have a 2 here. So normally I had a 2, 4. Now I have 1, 4. So it's kind of like it's shifting my x values and making them half as big on that. So for any equation, when we have f of bx, so for any equation y equals f of bx, what do we do with a b? We multiply the x values by 1 over b. Make that go up higher. We multiply the x values by 1 over b, by the reciprocal. So reciprocal. All right, so here I have example for y equals 1/3 x squared. So when I set this up, and I've got my x and I've got my y. So it's again, the y is equal to x squared. And so we have 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, negative 1, 1, negative 2, 4. And since our 1/3 is inside with the x, we're going to undo this and we're going to multiply our original x by 3. So I'm going to 3 times, which is the reciprocal of 1/3. And I'm going to get 0, 3, 6. I'm going to get negative 3 and negative 6. So when I graph it, I'm going to have 0, 0. I have 3 1, so over 3 up 1. 6 4, so over 6 up 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see how the y values are staying the same. And we're doubling, or we're taking 3 times the x values. Then negative 3, 1, and negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just a general observance. when I have 1/3 of the x inside, my parabola is wider. And when we had the 2 inside, it is more narrow. So inside is going to affect how wide or narrow it is. All right, so let's move to B. So this time I have the square root of 2x. So my parent's going to be the square root of x. We have 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. It's going to move down 4. So we're going to go down 4. And we're going to put our point here. So everything's going to move down 4. So there's my new beginning place right there. And then because I have a 2 times inside here with the x, it's going to affect the x value, but it always does the opposite of what we think. So it's going to multiply it by 1/2 times x. So 1/2 of 0 is 0, 1/2 of 1 is 1/2, and 1/2 of 4 is 2. So now we're going to graph these values here. And from our new point, I have 0, 0. I have over 1/2 up 1, which would be right here. And then over from our starting point 2 and up 1, 2. So it's going to look like this. So that's the point where you might want to put in a 9 and a 3. So this would be 4.5. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, and up 1, oops, 2, 3. I must have gone up the wrong, well, I guess that's hitting the right place. I did it right. And it looks like okay. Okay, let me try this again. I want to point out that this 4 is on the outside, not the inside. So it's going to be like our very first set of examples rather than the one that I just did.